Listen, concert season is upon us, festival season, but should some concerts be rated R? All right, so the one and only Doja Cat took to X to call out parents who bring their kids to her shows. She says she does not make music for children and doesn't want your kids there when she's performing. Okay, you got two girls, they're not little anymore, Sangeeta, but should there be ratings on concerts the way that like movies have ratings?
I think it's a good idea to have ratings. When you're buying tickets, it gives you an idea what you're gonna get in the concert. I think it's a great idea, but Doja Cat's in a unique position because she is supposed to be this woman who speaks to Gen Z. Right? She's creating music for people between the age of 11 to 26. You listen on the radio, you don't hear the curse words, but it's still very provocative. She's singing with Ariana Grande. She's singing with
pop music.
It's pop music. She is the pop star. So these are the audience that want to come to her show. So it's a unique position with her that who's listening to her music? It's these young kids who want to go to her concert.
Right.
But I love the idea of having ratings because if I'm going to a concert, I kind of want to know what I'm expecting if I'm taking my teenage daughters.
Yeah,
so
right.
I don't know with the Doja Cat situation.
Okay, you know what? I think this is laughable, and I think that, first of all, her fans need to be apologized to because she is the most abusive artist I've ever encountered in my life. She's either making fun of them for buying the album, now she's yelling at parents, telling them not to bring their mistakes. I think that's what she referred to the children as.
She did.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, but I think this is so laughable because I don't know about you guys, but I didn't grow up being taken to Wiggles concerts. We weren't singing Baby Beluga at my house. I listened to what my parents listened to.
You mean Baby Shark?
Is that Baby Shark?
It's Baby Shark.
Don't start with it.
Yeah. Whatever whale, whatever fish was in the water, I was not singing a song about it. But I grew up listening to the music that my parents listened to, which was very adult music, and I was taken to those concerts. Some of my fondest memories are my dad taking me to concerts after school, just last minute, like, let's go, and I love that. And a lot of the music, the content was adult, but most of it went over my head.
Yeah.
And then when I got a little bit older, but probably still too young, I was listening to a lot of rap music, like Two Live Crew and NWA, that are the reason why parental advisories are even in existence. And I think that you have to leave it up to the parent. You know your child, and I'm gonna trust you, parent, that you know what your child can handle. Because while one parent thinks this is too much and this is, this is very explicit, well, do you also let your child watch the news? Because the news is also really harsh, and I know a lot of people don't even think twice about doing it. So I think you leave it up to the individual and stop yelling at the people who spend hundreds of dollars to come and watch you perform.
Angry. She's
ridiculous.
angry. Would you like a rating for Jaya?
Yeah, you know what's weird? Let's just be honest. It is weird how we have ratings and like advisories for some things and not others. Like, for example, you're watching a show. Thank you for that. It is weird, right? Like we have certain guidelines being on a television show that's aired at a certain time of day. We're not allowed to say certain words. That same thing goes with like movies. Same thing goes with there are, advisories on albums. Yeah. But nowadays, like the internet is the Wild West. You can put anything up. There's no ratings really, anytime. So people can see whatever they want. And concerts, it's the same thing. You just show up and you get what you get. So for me, I think you either have it for everything or you have it for nothing.
Yeah.
That's a bold statement, but it
puts a lot of onus on the parents.
It does. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
I think it does put the onus on the parents, but first of all, my daughter loves Doja Cat, but I would also do my research because it's not now just music, because there's lyrics and songs. Like, I don't know about you, I was writhing around on the floor to Like a Virgin in the 80s.
Yeah.
But what is different, maybe.
You were also doing that, I feel like, a couple of months ago, by the way.
I mean, yesterday, but whatever.
Anyway, sorry.
Why are you in my house on a Saturday night?
Yeah.
But I think also interpretation of music means something. Artists make so much money on the road now, so it's no longer just a band and a singer. The interpretation of their songs, Exhibit A, it started kind of even back at Madonna. She was as mainstream as it came, but then you remember the Blonde Ambition tour when it hit, and there was a masturbation scene, and everybody went sideways. So it's not just the song, it's now how artists are interpreting the music, and Doja Cat is raunchy. Now, the way that I raise my daughter, and I know her, she can handle it. Yeah. But somebody else her age, when they're not having sex-positive talks in a house, they might be like, oh my gosh, earmuffs, earmuffs, earmuffs. You know, we do that.
Wait a minute, I can also kind of understand it from the artist's perspective. Like, it's one thing, like, this is not a good comparison, but I used to do belly dancing, and mostly that was for adult crowds and for weddings and things like that. But every once in a while, I would get hired for something not intentionally, like I would show up and it's a bat mitzvah or something like that. And there's little kids there. And what I was doing was quite obviously G-rated, but it still felt a little inappropriate. So I can sort of feel like from Doja Cat's...
you don't want to lock eyes eyes with an 8-year-old
No,
while you're like,
Exactly.
gotcha.
But then you see Doja Cat on Coachella, and I couldn't even watch it. I was like, this is way too much. She was on the floor grinding and it was a lot.
But here's the
to
deal. This
handle.
8-year-old Andrea would have been like, nah, that was a good shot. Did you see what? Mom, you should have been there. Mom, you should have been there. And then she was doing this, and then she was doing that.
Oh my God.
But then
You and
forget about
Marquesa,
it.
you
But
and
they never
Marquesa.
made a big deal about it, and I forgot about it. So I think, again,
I think
child by
concerts
child.
when you went as a kid was different from what we experience now.
There were less rules.
There were,
Yeah.
well, I find people are a little bit more aggressive on when we go to concerts.
Today or back in
now,
the day?
Now.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.